ghost haunting the phone. Hey Katsuya, have you heard the story of the ghost that haunts phones? I was on the subway on my way home from cram school. I was standing on the packed train, staring outside the window, when my friend Yoshihiko suddenly asked me that question. The story of the ghost that haunts phones? I've never heard of it. What happens? So, I got this chainmail message on my phone today and that was written in it. Originally, this ghost was a young boy who loved phones. But he got lost in the mountains one day, and when he tried to call for help, his phone was out of range, so he couldn't. Then, he died. Then he became a ghost and haunted his own phone. And when his mother and father took his phone to an area where it had reception again, the boy's spirit rode the signal out, making him able to visit other people's phones as well. And then, if you see that boy's face on your screen, then that means he has possessed your phone. That's why you need to be careful. So, this ghost in the phone, does he curse you to death or something? There's no way, ha ha ha. I laughed out loud. I wasn't scared in the slightest. After all, I didn't even have a phone. I only really went to school and cram school anyway, and I rarely went home late. That was why I didn't need a phone, and I never asked my parents for one either. Man, you're so easygoing, Katsuya. I need a phone, so that story terrifies me. Yoshihiko took his phone out of his pocket and started typing a message. But there was one other reason as to why I didn't have a phone. I just didn't like it. I would always be worried about when it might ring, and if I saw a message, then I'd have to reply right away. Plus, it meant you were always on the internet. It was almost like the phone controlled your entire life. As I was having those thoughts, Yoshihiko suddenly went pale. His mouth opened and closed like a goldfish out of water. "What's wrong, Yoshihiko?" I asked, and he seemed pained as he answered. "This area here is kinda weird. When I got on the subway, it gets hard to breathe." I was a little worried, but once we reached the station, he was able to breathe again without issue. We left the subway and I went home. I was starving. As soon as I opened the front door, I screamed that I was home and hungry. Then my mother appeared and suddenly handed me a phone. "This is a phone. Why are you giving me this?" "You've started attending cram school, right? And we're going on that hot spring trip soon too. I thought you should have one, so that's why I bought it." "Okay." And so, out of nowhere, I now had a phone as well. That night, I played with my phone as I thumbed through the massive manual. But other than using it to call others, I didn't really understand its many features. I threw myself on the bed, once again convinced that I really didn't need a phone. But that thought only lasted until the next day. When I got to school and showed my classmates my phone, everyone surrounded me. so cool! And it's the latest model! Everyone taught me all sorts of things about my phone as they looked at it. Mail, internet, how to use the camera. What stood out most was probably the mail addresses. Everyone told me theirs at once, and I ended up with over 30 of them. I tried sending a friend a message right away. The reply was almost instant. All the messages I got were kind of boring, like, "I'm hungry," or "Let's play soccer after school." But it felt like it strengthened our friendships, so I was happy. So, this was why everyone loved phones, huh? And so I played with my phone at school all day. But there was still something on my mind. Yoshihiko wasn't at school. According to the teacher, he caught a cold and he was struggling to breathe the day before. That evening, I sent Yoshihiko a message after getting his address from a friend. I told him that I finally got a phone, asked him how he felt, etc. Before long, he replied. "Oh, it's you, Katsuya. I didn't actually miss school because of a cold. It's here. It found me. The phone ghost. I can see the face of a boy I don't know on my phone screen. I think that's why I've been struggling to breathe recently. I don't know why, but I don't want to go outside. It's so painful. It hurts. It hurts. Help me." He had to be joking, right? And so I decided to call him. But then I got a message from one of my classmates that I gave my address to that day. I was so busy replying that I forgot all about calling Yoshihiko. And in just one short week, I was completely obsessed with my phone. I had no idea it was so convenient, especially for mail. With this, I could talk to my friends whenever I wanted. And they always replied quickly as well. But on the other hand, if I didn't have it with me now, I grew nervous. As for Yoshihiko, he still hadn't returned to school. But on Friday, our teacher said he was starting to feel better and after the holidays, he'd be back. I was relieved. He'd probably laugh when he saw me with a phone. "Come on, Kazuya. You made fun of phones that much and now you're using one too?" I envisioned myself smiling, slightly embarrassed in front of him. Finally, it was the holidays. The day we were setting off on our family hot spring trip. As usual, I was on my phone again ever since I got up. Even in the taxi on the way to the station, and even while waiting on the platform. And also inside the train. We're heading to the hot springs now. I'll bring back something really cool for you all. After passing through numerous tunnels, we continued towards our destination. After the train started moving, I also took pictures of the scenery outside and sent it to some people. Maybe I wanted to connect with people through mail and over the internet. Then I suddenly got a message. It was from Yoshihiko. I opened it and it said he was finally feeling better. Seems the ghost has left my phone for another. I can finally breathe normally again and return to my normal life. Thank God, I'm saved. As I read the message, the train passed through another tunnel. Relief washed over me as I read Yoshihiko's mail. Anyway, I figured out why I suddenly couldn't breathe very well. Because the phone was out of range. It only happened when the phone had no reception. No reception? I was always playing on my phone, so when the phone no longer had reception, I grew worried. Like in subways or between tall buildings or in the mountains, etc. I didn't like that people wouldn't be able to receive my messages. I think the boy who died probably felt the same way, right? I wanted to be able to connect with people at any time. And for that boy especially, it seems he died because he couldn't get any reception. That's why I think that when your phone goes out of range, the ghost's curse makes it hard to breathe. Out of range. That was silly. Finding it hard to believe, the train passed through another tunnel. I glanced at the display as I started typing a reply. Suddenly, a boy's face appeared, and it grinned right at me. That ghost. No way. It didn't possess my phone, did it? The next moment, the train passed through another tunnel. Looking around, we were surrounded by nothing but green mountains. There weren't any houses, nor even roads. The train continued speeding through the area. Look at that! It's almost like a phantom hot spring, my mother said as she stared out the window. Gah. Suddenly, it was hard to breathe. What the hell? I looked at my phone, and the reception bars were disappearing one by one. The ghost's curse. It was hard to breathe now my phone was out of range. No way. But I couldn't breathe. I couldn't do it. I couldn't get any air. As I tapped my legs, I silently screamed. Quickly! I need to get reception! Quickly!